wrestling exhibition requires discretionary viewer participation. Hiya, RWL fans. We're in Wilkes Barre, Pennsylvania, the last stop here in the Keystone State for our Rwl Sn Rl. I'm Wally Cardo.
I'm Johnny, GB Bianco. Wally, and I will handle all the color and analysis. And as usual, General Manager Hangman texts Lynch with the call of the matches. Well, Mr. Lynch, I hear congrats are in order, boss.
Hey, that's right. Tonight's the first anniversary for yourself and Triple Crown champion Danielle Heathcote. Wow, just where does the time go, man? Anyways, happy anniversary to the pair of you.
Thank you, Wally. Thank you, Johnny. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in celebration of that one-year anniversary, we have put together a spectacular 2-hour card of RWL mat action. You're going to want to stick around for tonight because it is going to be really good. We got a whole bunch of stuff lined up. Oh, it's going to be absolutely amazing, people.
All right, we're starting off tonight with yet another new arrival here in our WL, as young Wes Lee recently cut loose by WWE, and in his debut tonight, locking up with the Sectarian's Gothic grappler, Ethan Valek. And so, we turn it over to ring announcer Buck Morton for the introductions.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to our Rwl Sn Rl, our opening contest, set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, making his RWL debut tonight from Dayton, Ohio, weighing 190 pounds. Please welcome Wes Lee.
Okay, Wesley may be having his first match here, but it's damn sure not his first match ever. This young man has been around. Not just WWE, but in Impact Wrestling, All-American Wrestling, and get this, he's not only a former tag team champion in Combat Zone Wrestling with partner Zachary Wentz, but he was ranked 14th out of the top 30 wrestlers in his age group by ESPN in 2023. So the kid's got some pretty impressive credentials, but our WL is a whole nother beast, and so is Ethan Valek. Gonna be interesting to see what Wes here is capable of against the Sectarian's Gothic grappler.
Oh, damn, Wally, you sure did do your homework, didn't you?
And his opponent, representing the Sectarians from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, weighing 210 pounds, the Gothic grappler, Ethan Valek. Not a bad history at all on Wesley, which I guess is why we snatched him up so fast. And I'd love to see him embarrass the hell out of Valek here. Things were fairly quiet with the Sectarians lately, but I know for a fact that there's several more members of this cult-like faction in the building tonight. And I got a feeling, a bad one, that they're going to be getting up to no good in the weeks ahead, just before Halloween Brawl on the 27th this month. Sectarian activity usually tends to spike around this time of year, no doubt a favorite with our Addams Family rejects. Here's hoping Wesley is everything you say he is, Wally, and maybe just a little bit more.
Not sure why Valek's out here alone, as Amanda Robinson, the Disciples of Darkness, and even the members of Valek's court have sent him out here by himself. That means no probable outside interference, and that might be all the edge Wesley needs to make a solid first impression with a win over this rather nasty customer.
Yeah, Ethan Valek is a nasty customer for sure. And a creepy one, too. Oh, man. This guy just never ceases to creep me out. Neither him, nor his buddies Zandor Vorkov or Count Victor Mondo. Yeah, that's a wild bunch, these Sectarians. Ugh, man. Well, good luck to Wes Lee tonight in his debut. Well, it's always interesting seeing somebody new around here, and well, Wesley is about as new as it gets. Let's see what he makes of the Gothic grappler Sn Rl. Referee Walt Rothburn sounds the bell, and here we go. A right hand from Wes, another one, a third, and a kick to the midsection, and whoa, a forearm that took Valak down for a second. Wesley flips Valak to the far corner. Look at this. Over the rope, and a kick right to the chest. Down goes Sn Rl, the Gothic grappler, trying to figure it all out here. Ooh, another counter from Wesley over the top rope. Oh man, a drop kick off the top rope. This kid's athletic for sure. Sn Rl laid out near center. Wesley with a big-time crossbody up the top rope, goes for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2. Valak getting that right shoulder up just in time. Wesley. Whoa! Caught in a hurricane runner right there by Sn Rl. Valak with a drop kick to the back of the head of Wesley. A hard right, a left, another right, and another drop kick takes Wesley down to the canvas, and just like that, things have turned around for Sn Rl. Oh man, a running drop kick from halfway across. Wesley delivers a kick to the head. Valak rolls to the outside. Wesley over the top. Oh, wow, crash and burn right on his head too. Okay. Valak gets him back inside the ring. The Gothic grappler moves in. Both men miss their move right there. Wesley with a rising knee to the head of the Gothic grappler. A stomp to the back. A stomp to the leg. Sn Rl reeling in pain here as Wesley continues to pour on the punishment with this driving knee to the head of Valak. And Wesley just as quick, right up on the top turnbuckle again. Here we go, misses with the crossbody that time though. Valak with a basement DDT to Wesley. Lee catches a set of kicks to the head, down he goes. And Valak has turned things around just that fast. There's a stomp to the shoulder. A rebound off the bottom rope and a pretty nice moonsault from Valak. Here's a cover. 1. Nope. Wesley kicking out of that one. Valak misses with the overhand right. Whoa, that was a beautiful move right there. And here's a cover from Wesley. 1. Oh man, just the one. But that was a really cool move. Clubbing overhand right from Wesley. Valak goes behind on him. He turned his back on Valak. That was a big mistake. Head first into the turnbuckle goes Wesley. And now Valak tugging on the arm against the ropes. And that burns too. Whoa, man, he's doing it again. The friction you get on the ropes ain't even funny. Sn Rl moves in on Wesley. Sets him up on the top turnbuckle, slips through. Oh, well, look at this. He must be planning something extra special. A shot to the ribs, another. Valak takes himself up to the middle rope. Couple of elbows to the head of Wesley. Well, now, what the hell? How about this right here? Whoa! I don't think I've ever seen Sn Rl do that before. But woohoo! That one must have rocked Wesley pretty good. Valak flips Lee to the ropes. Another Hurricane Rana takes him down. Valak off the bottom rope, misses with the moonsault. Wesley steps out of the way just in time. Wesley rebounds off the middle rope, drop kick, takes Valak down. Man, this one's been crazy so far. Wesley kind of impressing the hell out of me right here. Gets a hold of Valak by the leg. Whoa! Beautiful pin right here. Here's a cover. 1. But nope, no good. Valak powers out. So Wesley seems to be feeling pretty good about himself. Valak's laid out center ring. Wesley takes himself up to the top right turnbuckle, waiting for Valak to stand up. Here we go. Cross body. Beautifully executed by Wesley. Nicely done. Misses with the rolling elbow. Valak steps out of the way just in time. Rebound off the ropes from Valak. Gets him by the ankles. Here comes the Hurricane Rana. And down goes Wesley again. Sn Rl gathers him up one more time. Gets a hold of him. And whoa! Well, that was a quick power slam right there. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's the end of that. Wesley with an impressive start, but an unimpressive end as Valak picks up the win.
time, 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Sn Rl.
Well, he may not have won, but he still impressed the hell out of me, Wesley. Doing some pretty impressive stuff to Sn Rl. Unfortunately, Valek's experience just kind of outweighed him, and it went back and forth quite a bit. But as you can see here in the replay, that Whirlicane Rana to Wesley was the beginning of the end, and the Gothic Grappler rounded him up and set him into that power slam that knocked the wind out of him for the 1-2-3. Oh man, well, I'm sure Wesley will do just fine as we go along. Folks, that's our first match tonight. We'll be back with a whole lot more Rwl Sn Rl right after the break. Hope to see you there. Alright gang, welcome back. Coming up next, Legends Division competition. This time it's going to be HTM the Honky Tonk Man, accompanied by the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, as he sets to lock it up with Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero, accompanied by the ninth wonder of the world, China.
The following Legends Division contest, set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart from Memphis, Tennessee, weighing 243 pounds, the Honky Tonk Man.
Music because he can sing, he can dance, he can do it all, baby. Let me tell you something, Daddy, you ain't seen nothing yet. Long distance.
The Mouth of the South, living up to the name with that damn megaphone of his, singing the praises of the Honky Tonk Man. But Jimmy's words won't keep Latino Heat down for a 3 count or a tap out. That's something HTM will have to do for himself. And sorry, not sorry, Honky Tonk Man's track record isn't strong enough for me to say he's got this win before we even start. I'm definitely favoring Eddie Guerrero here.
Hey, that means you and I are in total agreement with Tex here, since we already know he's rooting for Latino Heat, same as we are.
Yep.
Sure, HTM has racked up a few wins in his most recent outings, but Latino Heat is doing far better, and he's got a slight speed edge on Honky. His opponent, accompanied by the ninth wonder of the world, China, from El Paso, Texas, weighing 221 pounds, Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero. So that's my reasoning as to why I'm leaning towards Eddie picking up the win here tonight. Of course, Jimmy Hart could be the sand and the Vaseline in this match, and could possibly outline, outcheat, and outsteal Guerrero. But that's about the only way HTM gets any sort of advantage.
Mr. Guerrero comes with all sorts of advantages already in his metaphorical back pocket, and he's also got his good luck penny, the ninth wonder of the world, China, standing ringside. Well, I don't know, but I'm definitely not seeing the Honky Tonk Man picking up no win here. Not as hot as Eddie Guerrero's been lately anyhow.
Speaking of good luck pennies, did Danielle join you here tonight? Because I haven't seen her at all.
Oh yeah, she came with me. She's in the building somewhere, probably poking around talking to people. She ain't wrestling tonight. She's resting up because she's got a big match on the 27th at Halloween Brawl against Luna Vachon, and she's going to be training for that for the next couple of weeks.
That's what I'd heard too. She's looking to rip Luna Vachon a new one, and I also hear it's not gonna be a standard match either.
Yeah, but right now let's focus on this fat match we got in front of us. Yes, sir, guys, a Legends Division match so fat the doctor warned it to stay the hell away from fried food. Oh, man, this is going to be a hot one. All right. Referee Walt Rothburn rings the bell and off we go. Hard right from Eddie Guerrero, a chop across the chest, and a beautiful Hurricane Rana takes the Honky Tonk Man down in record time here. HTM gets a hold of Guerrero, whips him to the far left corner. The Honky Tonk Man up on the middle rope. He starts raining hard right hands on the head of Latino Heat. And the fans are counting, but Eddie Guerrero puts the brakes on it. Charges basement dropkick, takes the Honky Tonk Man down to the canvas. A clubbing overhand right from Eddie Guerrero. Another, a right that spins Honky Tonk Man around. Guerrero goes behind. Look at this right here. Beautifully done, Frankensteiner. Nicely done by Latino Heat. The Honky Tonk Man catches a kick to the back. Eddie Guerrero wasting no time going for a pin. One. But only just a one, says referee Walt Rothburn. Eddie Guerrero with a grind of the boots across the sides of the face. The Honky Tonk Man rounded up by Guerrero, whipped over the top rope, out onto the floor, almost head first into the ring steps. Well, here we go, the mouth of the South. Definitely not appreciating what he's seeing here. The Honky Tonk Man may have well hit his head, and oh man, he is, well, literally hopping mad. Whoa! Eddie Guerrero not having none of it, though. HTM indicating to the fans that he's all right. The ninth wonder of the world, China, backing way off from the Honky Tonk Man. Guerrero slides out to the outside. Honky Tonk Man, they collide. They lock it up. Up over the shoulders in the fireman's carry goes Eddie Guerrero, the Honky Tonk Man. Slams him head first into the lip of the apron. Oh, man. Well, it's gotten nasty on the outside with the referee already counting, trying to get the guys back in there, but no dice so far. Little snapmare and a kick to the back from Eddie Guerrero. Latino Heat working the crowd here in Wilkes Barre, Pennsylvania, and they are loving it. Misses with the basement dropkick. Honky Tonk Man elects to take himself back inside the ring, and here comes Latino Heat right after him over the top rope. Honky Tonk Man grabs up from behind, gets a hold of Guerrero, escorts him towards the ropes, far side of the ring, and starts bouncing him off the ropes with hard forearms. Oh man, that is bad. Goes behind, another hard shot to the back, whipped into the far left corner, and a splash takes Guerrero down into a seated position. A series of staccato kicks to the chest of Eddie Guerrero from the Honky Tonk Man. HTM in control of things at the present time as he takes himself all the way up to the top turnbuckle. And here we go. Big time crossbody splash. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. But no. Eddie Guerrero kicking out. Jimmy Hart appears to be calming down here as the Honky Tonk Man resumes control of the match after Eddie Guerrero dominated it for the first couple of minutes. Whipped over the rope onto the apron. Guerrero counters with a forearm. Hops back into the ring, gets a hold of the Honky Tonk Man. Hard whip to the ropes. And misses with the spinning heel kick. Honky puts on the brakes and a clothesline takes Eddie Guerrero down to the canvas. Guerrero rounded up by HTM, puts on the brakes, delivers a knee, delivers a kick, delivers another kick, a chop across the chest, and a kick to the gut. Whoa, man. HTM whipped to the ropes. Guerrero slips under, and check this out. Whoa, beautiful Hurricane Rana. Getting some hang time on the Honky Tonk Man in the air. HTM whipped over the top rope out onto the apron. Eddie Guerrero tags him with a right. And tags him with another shot. Look at this. Whoa! DDT on the lip of the apron. Oh, man, that's got to hurt. Latino Heat gets a hold of HTM, rolls him back inside the ring. Eddie Guerrero getting ready to go there on the Honky Tonk Man here. Here we go. Elbow across the back. Oh, man. Drives the knee into the back again for good measure. Eddie Guerrero fired up as he starts to take control of the match again. The momentum has shifted a couple of times already. Here we go. Low drop kick to the side of the head of HTM. Latino Heat takes himself all the way up to the top turnbuckle again. Oh, man. Beautiful splash right there. Oh, man. Might have hurt himself doing that one. HTM laid out center ring and on the defensive as Eddie Guerrero starts stomping on the hands and fingers of the Honky Tonk Man. We're going to see Jimmy Hart get excited again pretty soon if this keeps up. Eddie Guerrero resumes the attack on the hands of the Honky Tonk Man. And trust me, you cannot make a fist. You can't hurt nobody in there. Eddie Guerrero countered with a jawjacker by the Honky Tonk Man. They lock up. Little move right there, and here we go. Rolling elbow across the chest of Latino Heat. HTM. Oh, man, vicious double axe handle to Eddie Guerrero. And Guerrero laid out center ring as HTM starts to take control of things again. Starts raining hard right hands on the head of Latino Heat. China looking on intently. There's a stomp to the head of Eddie Guerrero from the Honky Tonk Man. And a hard right that drops him center ring. HTM firmly in control right now. He gets a hold of the trunks on Latino Heat here. He's measuring the weight. And here it goes. Big time vertical suplex from HTM. Eddie Guerrero rolls to the outside. Honky Tonk Man takes himself up to the top turnbuckle. And oh man, misses with the crossbody. Splashes right on the floor. A rake on the back from Eddie Guerrero. Guerrero with a neck breaker on the Honky Tonk Man, slamming the back of his head on the floor. Referee Walt Rothburn trying to get these guys back in the ring. Finally, Honky Tonk Man rolled back inside. Here comes Eddie Guerrero right after him. Starts to make his way to the top turnbuckle. Another high risker coming up possibly. Whoa, Honky Tonk Man misses with that shot. Guerrero goes up on the middle rope. The double axe handle takes him down. Oh, here's a cover. One. But only just a one. Honky Tonk Man kicking out. Latino Heat. Rallying the fans here in Wilkes Barre for some support. Locks up the Honky Tonk Man. Hard Irish whip to the ropes and a big time spinning heel kick that takes Honky Tonk Man down the canvas again. Kind of very enthusiastic at this point as Guerrero drives another knee into the back of the Honky Tonk Man, follows it up with a stomp to the same area. And one more time, already worked on the right hand, now he's working on the left, stamping the hands and fingers of the Honky Tonk Man. And again, HTM finding himself on the defensive and in big time trouble as Eddie Guerrero starts to pull away here. HTM. Man, Eddie Guerrero absolutely merciless here. Just spamming the moves, stamping the hands of the Honky Tonk Man. And he is definitely fired up. Latino Heat takes control away from the Honky Tonk Man again. The momentum is all his right now. A chop across the chest. An elbow counter from the Honky Tonk Man. Locks up Eddie Guerrero, winds up the arm. A slap to the back of the head. A disrespectful slap at that. Here we go, a hammerlock. HTM's got it locked in. Guerrero slams him into the far right corner and starts yanking on the arm, using the ropes for leverage. HTM in trouble again. Here's another elbow from the Honky Tonk Man. Locks up Eddie Guerrero. Hard whip to the ropes. Here comes Guerrero swinging a miss from the Honky Tonk Man, but the clothesline finds the mark. Here's another cover from HTM. One. Just a one. Eddie Guerrero kicking out pretty quick. Here we go. HTM playing a little chokey with Latino Heat. Oh, man. As if his hands hadn't been hurt bad enough, he missed with that double axe handle. Guerrero escorting Honky Tonk Man towards the ropes. Honky counters with an elbow. Locks up Guerrero. Winds up the arm on him. Elbow to the shoulder. HTM. A little snap mirror. And another rolling elbow to the chest of Latino Heat. The Honky Tonk Man. One more time, snatching away the momentum from Eddie Guerrero. This match has been a seesaw back and forth, man. HTM with a gouge to the face. Honky Tonk Man escorting Guerrero to the far left corner. Head first into the turnbuckle we go. Latino Heat rounded up by the Honky Tonk Man for a scoop slam. Eddie Guerrero rolling and reeling on the canvas. Latino Heat rounded up by HTM again. Hard whip into the far right corner. Honky Tonk Man with a snap mirror. And he is setting up something wicked here. Makes his way up to the center rope. And, oh man, that was a nasty elbow to the gut. Oh, wow. And he's not finished. Honky Tonk Man going up to the top turnbuckle one more time. Eddie Guerrero laid out center ring. There's the fist drop. A page out of the Jerry Lawler playbook. Oh, man, Eddie Guerrero is out. This could be it right here. 1, 2, 3, and it most certainly is. Eddie Guerrero losing to the Honky Tonk Man by pinfall.
The time, 9 minutes and 27 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, the Honky Tonk Man.
Well, talk about a letdown. I had Eddie Guerrero as the winner of this match, and somehow, someway, the Honky Tonk Man came from behind and picked himself up a 3-count pinfall win over Latino Heat, and quite frankly, I can't believe it.
Nor can I text. And yet, we do have to recognize that HTM not only came from behind to win it, but did so without serious intervention from Jimmy Hart. You can grumble about it, but at least give the guy credit while you do.
Grumble, grumble. We'll be right back.
Up next, it's the First Ladies Division match tonight, with ODB making her return this time, up against fellow recent rival Zoe Stark, accompanied by Shayna Baszler.
The following Ladies Division contest, set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, she is ODB.
The infamous One Dirty Broad, trained for the ring by the legendary Eddie Sharkey, the man who trained Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors, and that means ODB wrestles hard and brawls harder, and she's gonna be a real challenge for Zoe Stark, who also brings a no-nonsense approach to the table. Don't know who's going home with the W, but one thing is sure, both these opponents are gonna leave it all in the ring in this ladies' match.
Stark has a similar, very aggressive style in the ring, and like you, Ollie, it's too tough for me to figure which one's gonna win here. But it's sure gonna be fun getting there. But since ODB won her first match in her WL, I'm gonna say she's my favorite to win.
And so once more we all find ourselves in concurrence, gentlemen. I think ODB's got this one in the bag. No disrespect to Zoe Stark, but this girl is no nonsense. Take a look at that face. Look in them eyes and you can tell right away. ODB does not fool around.
Her opponent accompanied by Shayna Baszler. From Las Vegas, Nevada, here is Zoe Stark.
These two came in as sort of a package deal, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Now, we saw Shayna Baszler in single action last week against Liberty Bell Danielle in the submission match, 2 out of 3 falls, and Danielle wound up winning 2-0. But this week, it's Zoe Stark on her own against ODB. And like you said, Johnny, they've got 2 very aggressive styles, so this is going to be a pretty hot one. Looking forward to seeing how it turns out, but again, like the rest of us, I'm leaning towards ODB winning this match. Alright, well, ODB came up a winner in her first matchup. Let's see how she does in her second against Zoe Stark. Walt Rothburn rings the bell. They come center, they lock it up. Zoe Stark with the upper hand has her up over the shoulder. ODB counters with a couple of elbows to the side of the head of Zoe Stark. A kick to the side of the head locks her up. ODB whip to the ropes. Zoe Stark makes the duck under, makes the leapfrog. ODB counters with a knee to the midsection. Zoe Stark quickly going behind on ODB. Escorting her towards the far right corner, head first into the turnbuckle. A slap across the face. A second one. And Zoe Stark. Whoa! A forearm right to the chin. ODB being assisted out of the corner alley-oop style by Zoe Stark, who is firmly in control here. Here we go. A quick cover. One. Nope. No good. ODB getting the right shoulder up. Zoe Stark drives a knee into the head of ODB. Yes, I'm very poetic. A clubbing right takes her down. A stomp to the midsection. A driving knee into the back. Zoe Stark absolutely going. Look at this. Shayna Baszler introduces a chair into the ring. That ain't cool. Elbow off the top turnbuckle. Here's the cover. One. Not just a one again. ODB kicks out. Going out of there. Rebound off the ropes. Referee was too busy getting rid of that damn chair. A stomp to the midsection from Zoe Stark. Another driving knee into the back of ODB. And a little display of arrogance here from Zoe Stark. And why not? She's driving. There's a lockup, a kick to the midsection, and a DDT. That takes ODB face first into the mat again. Shayna Baszler, shame on you with that chair. ODB shoves her away, gets back up to a standing position, drives a knee into her, gets her into the far right corner, and she is mad. She is provoked. Turns Zoe Stark around, a hard shot to the lower back. Grabs her by her hair and her trunks. Oh, man! Into the ring post on the inside. Into the ring post time. Into the ring post time. Here comes a rebound off the ropes and a kick to the face to Zoe Stark. And now ODB turning around. Shayna Baszler getting into it with ODB. And you know the language is going to be way too colorful for YouTube here, so thank God them girls ain't mic'd. Zoe Stark goes behind on ODB, but ODB counters with elbows to the midsection. Backs off. Zoe Stark gets a hold of her. Takes her to the corner, smashes her head into the buckle. Zoe Stark counters, turns it around on ODB, another slap to the face. on the ODB counters and turns it around on her. A knee to the midsection to Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark. Whip to the ropes. ODB rebounds. Oh man, spinning elbow. And Zoe Stark seeing the flashing lights and hearing the pretty birds on that one. ODB moves in on her on the outside apron. Hard right hand. Zoe Stark counters. Cut off. And Zaguri takes her out to the floor. Right in front of Shayna Baszler. ODB drives a knee into the head of Zoe Stark. Shayna Baszler not liking what she sees, but ODB don't seem to care too much. Look, she's going to go after Shayna. Oh, she's talking trash with Shayna. Meanwhile, Zoe Stark is being allowed time to recover. Getting back up to a standing position is Shayna Baszler. Did the job. There's a drop kick, but it don't take ODB down. But it does get her back inside the ring. Oh, Shayna Baszler. Whoa, look at this. Oh, man, what a nasty crash and burn right on the tailbone. Bad high-risk maneuver for ODB. And as for Shayna Baszler, well, I'm kind of glad Danielle made her submit twice last week. Stomp to the midsection. On the outside, the ODB by Zoe Stark. A stomp to the shoulder. Walt Rothburn urging the ladies to get it back inside, but no good. He's just going to have to keep right on counting. Zoe Stark talking trash to ODB. She is in control now. Snapmare. A kick to the back of ODB. And Zoe Stark, well, she's definitely feeling herself right about now. Another hard kick to the back from Zoe Stark. ODB rounded up a kick to the midsection. Zoe Stark goes behind German release suplex on ODB. Zoe Stark misses with the grapple. ODB delivers a couple of kicks to the leg. Locks up with Zoe Stark and pitches her towards the timekeeper's area. She rolls herself back inside. The referee will continue to count. Zoe Stark. ODB standing center ring waiting for Zoe Stark to get back in there. Here she comes, running kick right to the face. Down she went. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. No. Zoe Stark getting the left shoulder up. ODB has to rethink her strategy here. Is a kick to the face. To Zoe Stark, another, and a kick to the midsection. And a side suplex from ODB takes Zoe Stark down to the mat. And it looks as if ODB is going to try and turn this thing around. Well, Zoe Stark's been in the driver's seat for a while now. Just going to have to see where it turns out. Oh, man. ODB twisting the arms and drives both knees into the back of Zoe Stark. ODB with hard right hands to the head of Zoe Stark. Zoe using the rope to get herself stood up. Here we go. Straight between the top and middle rope. ODB driving knees into the head of Zoe Stark. And she is calling for it. Here she comes, a big boot, and out to the floor she goes. And hey, how about this? Looks like the referee ejected Shayna Baszler, and I didn't even see it happen. Wow, okay. Over the top rope, another high-risk maneuver that didn't seem to work out for ODB. Maybe she stopped trying to do that. I don't know. Zoe Stark on the outside delivers a kick to the leg of ODB. Gathers her up. The referee continues to count. ODB counters the whip and gets Zoe Stark back inside the ring before herself. But here she comes. Zoe Stark locks her up. There's a kick to the midsection. And a spinning neck breaker. Wow, that was a good one too. Zoe Stark whips ODB to the ropes. Here's a Luthez press and a set of hard right hands to the head of ODB. A stomp to the back of the head. And like I said previously, Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, these girls wrestle. They do not fool around. Stark up on the top turnbuckle. Here we go. Misses with the drop kick. Whoa, misjudged the distance or something. ODB gets a hold of her. Hard whip to the rope. A hard right hand takes her down the canvas. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3. Must have put her lights out pretty good. ODB picks up the win by pinfall in this one.
The time, 7 minutes and 31 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, ODB.
Well, let's break our arms, patting ourselves on the back, gentlemen. We called it. We'll be right back with more Snarl right after this.
For the past 10 years, the brawl has come, and each more garish than the previous one. And yet, the things we have passed sin won't compare to this Halloween. Good and evil shall collide, and you are forced to choose a side. Light or dark, the choice is yours. Witness fury, blood, and gore. Who will win? No one can say. When the monsters of the ring come out to play. So, come one, come all, who creep and crawl to the 11th annual Halloween Brawl.
Starting Monday, October the 27th.
Up next, we're wrapping up the first half tonight with the Legends TV Tag titles at stake as Sergeant Slaughter and the Patriot defend the belts from former champs and returning challengers, Bowler and Race, the two kings. It's been about 5 months since Memorial Day Slam, when Bowler and Race lost the belts to Sarge and the Patriot, and the two kings have been waiting and waiting for their opportunity at a rematch, and that's finally happened for them. Meanwhile, Sarge and Patriot have been successfully defending the belts from the likes of Law and Disorder, and David Schultz and Steve Williams, among others. Bowler and Race are determined to get the Legends TV tags away from Sarge and the Patriot, and who knows? They could become two-time tag champs if they can get the win in this match, but it's a tough call, with the champs in a very dominant position.
If you remember that match at Memorial Day Slam, we are in for an intense ride of a matchup.
And here are the Legends TV Tag Champs now. Sergeant Slaughter was willing to talk to me and cracked several jokes about how this is supposed to be No Kings Weekend and how it's definitely gonna be a No Kings match, vowing that he and the Patriot are 100% primed and ready for this long-awaited matchup. It's true that the two kings have literally waited all through summer's Sweet Revenge tour to get to tonight. So no matter what happens, or who wins, expect this first half closing match to be a total thrill ride.
Yeah, I gotta say it, man. Myron outdid himself with this one. Wow, what a ride this is gonna be.
The following contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit, and it is for the Rwl Legends TV Tag Championships. The challengers, at a combined weight of 510 pounds, from St. Louis, Missouri, Handsome Holly Race, and from Memphis, Tennessee, Jerry the King Lawler. Together they are the two kings. Their opponents, at a combined weight of 535 pounds, the Rwl Legends Tag Champions. From the USA, the Patriot, and from Paris Island, South Carolina, Sergeant Slaughter.
Alright, it's gonna be old Kingfish and the Sarge starting off in this tag team title matchup. Referee Willie Johnson rings the bell. They come center rings. Jerry Lawler spins the Sarge around with a right. Sarge counters with an elbow. A gouge of the eyes from Jerry the King Lawler. The King with a hard shot to the midsection of the Sarge. Another kick to the gut. And here we go. Man, nasty DDT from the King. Jerry Lawler follows up with a stomp to the back of the head of the Sarge, steps out and turns it over to Harley Race. Race Locked up by the Sarge. And on big time knee to the gut. Oh man, he felt that one. There's a stomp to the leg as Sergeant Slaughter beats it out of town and turns it over to the Patriot. The Patriot misses with the knee. Harley Race locks him up. A headlock punch from Harley Race. Harley Race goes behind on the Patriot. Patriot counters with an elbow to the head. Goes behind. Harley Race counters with an elbow too. Couple of hard lefts. A knee to the midsection from the Patriot. Harley Race with another headlock punch. Goes behind on the Patriot. Has him up. Oh man, back suplex. As Harley Race figures out what he's going to do next, he takes himself all the way up to the top turnbuckle here. And here it goes. Elbow drop right across the chest. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. One. But nope. Barely just a one. Patriot kicking out just in time. Spinning neckbreaker from Harley Race. The Patriot in trouble here. Harley Race drives that big old knee right into the head of the Patriot. Here comes Jerry the King Lawler on the tag. Lawler in control of Patriot right now. Rounds him up. Standing drop kick, beautifully executed by the King. Lawler locks up the Patriot, kick to the midsection, and he's calling for the DDT, but no. The Patriot counters with some shots to the gut and a quick takedown of Jerry the King Lawler. Followed up with a stomp to the midsection. The Patriot gouge in the face of Jerry the King Lawler. A painful move to be sure. Lawler escapes the hold. The Patriot tags in the Sarge. Here we go. Sergeant Slaughter locks up Jerry the King Lawler. Has him up over the shoulder and a big time scoop slam. Here's another cover. One. Again, just barely a one. Harley Race missing with that low drop kick. Gets his head slammed to the mat too. Okay. Sergeant Slaughter blocked by Jerry the King Lawler. There's a shot to the midsection. A quick jab. A quick left from the King. Goes behind. Locks up the Sarge. Sarge counters with an elbow. Running knee to the midsection of Jerry the King Lawler. The King counters with a kick to the head. Sarge counters with a kick to the midsection. Gets a hold of Lawler, whips him to the ropes. Another hard punch to the midsection from Sergeant Slaughter. And again, Lawler getting his face gouged. This time by the Sarge. Will now. Jerry the King Lawler laid out near the corner as Sarge gets ready to go topside here. He's waiting for Lawler to stand himself on up. And here it goes. Double axe handle right across the head of Jerry the King Lawler as Sarge turns it over to the Patriot. Lawler trying to make his way to the corner to tag Harley Race. Is he going to make it? Yes, he is. Here comes big Harley Race. The Patriot with a hard right and a headlock punch to Harley Race. Goes behind on him. Hard right to the back. Hard whip to the ropes. Has him up over the shoulder, but Harley Race counters into an inverted DDT. Kick to the midsection from the Patriot. Here's a hammerlock. The referee watching things, but Harley Race escapes with a shot to the midsection. Whips the Patriot to the ropes, drives a knee right into the gut of the Patriot. Drives another knee into the Patriot's head. Follows that up with a stomp. The Patriot back to a standing position here. Quickly takes down Harley Race again. Man. A lot of intensity in this matchup as Sergeant Slaughter comes in. Harley Race locked up by the Sarge, but counters with elbows to the gut. And some Harley Race locks up the Sarge. Gut wrench suplex. Turns his attention to the Patriot. The Patriot counters with a forearm. The Sarge quickly countered by Harley Race, who is on top of his game here. Here's a knee to the head of the Sarge. Jerry the King Lawler finally coming to here as Harley Race drives a knee into the canvas on the Sarge. Harley Race with that big knee right into the head of the Sarge again. And handsome Harley Race beats it out of town, turns it over to Jerry the King Lawler. Again, the Legends TV tag titles on the line in this matchup. The Sarge and the Patriot defending from the former champions. Jerry the King Lawler with a stomp to the shoulder of the Sarge. The King monitoring Sergeant Slaughter very closely. Sarge in the far right corner, a hard right hand to the face. Sarge counters with an elbow. They collide, and whoa, that was a big collision. Clothesline over the top rope, out onto the floor goes the King. Sarge turns his attention to Harley Race, hangs him up off the top rope. The Patriot rolls Lawler back inside the ring. The Sarge going topside on Harley Race. On second thought, misses with the double axe handle. Grapples Lawler, but doesn't quite get it 100%. Escorts the King towards his team's corner. The referee needs to get the hell on out of the way. Willie Johnson's got a bad habit of doing that. There's an elbow to the midsection from Jerry the King Lawler. The King whips Sarge to the ropes, turns his attention to the Patriot. Sarge puts on the brakes, locks up Jerry the King Lawler, has him up over the shoulders, but Lawler quickly counters, chop block to the back of the knee of the Sarge. Man, these guys are intense. Elbow to the midsection from Sergeant Slaughter. Another headlock punch. Sarge goes behind on Lawler. Has him by the hair, clubbing blow right to the chest from the Sarge. Here comes the Patriot again. Jerry the King Lawler counting the ring lights. There's a stomp to the head from the Patriot. The Patriot gathers up Lawler. Big time discus punch drops Lawler. Here's another cover and another hook of the leg. One. But again, just barely a one. The Patriot gathers Lawler up again. Standing drop kick out of no place from Jerry the King Lawler. That was impressive. Hard right hand takes the Patriot down to the mat. The Patriot slams Lawler down to the canvas by his arm. Gathers him back up. The Patriot, with Lawler by the scruff of the neck, slams his head into the turnbuckle, tags in the Sarge. Here comes a double team from the champs. Lawler whipped to the ropes. Huge back body drop as Sergeant Slaughter takes over for his team, delivers a couple of stomps to the head of Jerry the King Lawler. And a driving knee right into the King's head. Sarge quickly countered by Jerry the King Lawler, kick to the back of the knee and a low drop kick to the back. Sarge counters with an elbow and a shoulder tackle takes Lawler down to the canvas. Here comes the Patriot again. Both teams tagging very efficiently. Running drop kick takes Lawler back down again. The Patriot slams his head down to the canvas. Jerry the King Lawler in a little bit of trouble here at the hands of the Patriot. And again, they're just gouging Lawler's face like nobody's business. Lawler counters with a shot to the midsection, a quick left jab. Gets a hold of the Patriot, delivers a headlock punch. Goes behind on the Patriot, has him up, back suplex from Jerry the King Lawler. Here comes Harley Race again. Both these teams very intense in this matchup. Harley Race sets up the Patriot, another gut wrench suplex. And Race going for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, that's as near to a near fall as we've had so far. There's a kick to the side of the Patriot. Here comes Jerry the King Lawler again. The Patriot back to a standing position. Has him up, slams him right back down. Nasty spine buster from the Patriot. The Patriot rounds Lawler back up again. Escorts him towards his team's corner. Hit first into the turnbuckle goes Jerry the King Lawler. Here comes Sergeant Slaughter again on the tag. And here comes another double team. A kick to the ribs for Jerry Lawler. Sarge has him up over the shoulder. Oh man, nasty shoulder breaker. The Sarge covers. 1. Well, there was a rope break and Harley Race came to spoil the party. Sergeant Slaughter can't believe it, but hey, there we go. Harley Race pitches the Patriot out to the floor as Sergeant Slaughter returns his attention to Jerry the King Lawler. Knee to the head for the King. Look at this. Harley Race with a power slam on the Patriot on the outside. An arm snap to Jerry the King Lawler from the Sarge. Lawler turned over. Sarge with a stomp to the lower abdomen, and I do mean lower. Oh, man. Sergeant Slaughter takes himself all the way topside. Here we go. The Sarge is about to go Air Force over here. The Mean Marine goes air shoulder. Takes Lawler down. Sarge covers again. 1, 2. And I don't know how Harley Race got there in time, but he sure as hell did. Otherwise, this match might be over already. Jerry the King Lawler on the outside apron. The Sarge joins him there. Now they're trading shots back and forth. Down goes Jerry the King Lawler. Sarge with a shoulder to Harley Race takes him down too. The Patriot laid out near the far right corner on the outside. As Sergeant Slaughter rakes in the adulation from the fans. Sergeant Patriot definitely heavily favored to win this match. A couple of quick jabs from Lawler and a throat chop to the Sarge. The Patriot goes behind, slams Lawler into the apron. Sarge slams his face into the floor. Hard kick to the back from Sergeant Slaughter. And now Jerry Lawler getting torn up on the outside with the referee counting. Sarge drives Lawler into the barricade. Rounds him back up again. A left, a right, and a drop toe hold, slamming Lawler's face into the floor. There's a stomp to the midsection from Sergeant Slaughter. And he's not done gouging the face of Jerry the King Lawler. He's going to wind up looking funny after this match. And well, there's no referee to stop him, and the referee continues to count. Sarge determined to inflict as much damage on the outside as possible. Jerry the King Lawler counters, takes him down, rolls him back inside the ring. The referee still counting Lawler as he takes the long way home. Harley Race catches it right from the Sarge. Turns his attention back to Lawler. Ooh, kitchen sink knee to the midsection. Here comes the Patriot again. And this match more than halfway over. Whole lot of near falls, but so far no results. The Patriot tries for the bear hug, catches a gouge to the eyes from Jerry the King Lawler, and another. The King with a Luthez press and a series of hard right hands to the head of the Patriot. Oh man. Both these teams not fooling around here as Harley Race comes in. The Patriot laid out center ring. Race drives a knee into the Patriot's leg a couple of times. And some Harley Race going to work on the Patriot down on the canvas. Patriot counters with a kick to the head. Quickly gets back to a standing position. Misses with his swing. Race going to make him pay for that mistake. Has him up. Look at this. The Patriot quickly countered again. A clothesline from Harley Race takes him down. Here's another cover from Race. One. But again, just barely a one. Neither of these teams giving up easy. Hard shot to the midsection from the Patriot. Locks up Harley Race. Swing and a miss from Harley. And atomic drop right to the tailbone. A driving knee into the head of Harley Race from the Patriot as he beats it out of town and turns it back over to the Sarge. Man, this match has been amazing. And some Harley Race being dragged towards center by the Sarge. Hard stomp to the gut. Harley Race slips through the back door, drives a kick into the back of the knee of Sergeant Slaughter, followed up with a drop kick, rounds the Sarge back up, locks him up. Hard whip to the far right corner. Sarge counters with an elbow to the face of Harley Race, a hard right hand. A kick to the midsection from Harley Race. Race locks up the Sarge. Neckbreaker takes the Sarge down to the canvas. Here comes Jerry the King Lawler again. Unbelievable match, man. This has just been amazing. Fist drop from the King. And the Sarge caught all of it. Lawler gathers the Sarge back up. Locks him up in the collar and elbow. Gets a hold of the trunks. Has him up. Big time vertical suplex from the King. And Jerry the King Lawler working the crowd here, but the Patriot comes in on the tag. Patriot charges, takes Lawler down center ring. The Patriot covers one, but Harley Race right there a little bit too close. And again, the Patriot has to turn Lawler back over and go back to work on him. Decides he's going to snap the leg on Jerry the King Lawler. Turns his attention to Harley Race, drapes him in over the top rope. Hard right hand to Harley Race. Lawler counters the Patriot with elbows to the midsection. Lawler charges. Another Luthez press, another series of hard right hands, this time to the Patriot. Lawler with a kick to the gut. He's setting up for the pile driver. Spinning pile driver. This could very well be the end right here. But no, Sergeant Slaughter right there to break it up. Lawler whips Sarge to the outside. And he is waiting on the Patriot. Gets a hold of him, slams him right back down to the canvas. He does not want the Patriot standing back up, but too late, slammed down to the canvas himself. The Patriot rounds Lawler back up. Goes behind on him, has him up, and whoa! Oh, what a nasty gutbuster right there. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. Harley Race appears out of nowhere to save the day. Lawler takes a little break on the outside. The Patriot hangs Harley Race up off the top rope. Sergeant Slaughter is laid out on the wrong side of town. The Patriot's all by himself. Lawler goes behind on him, rakes the back on the Patriot. Goes behind on him again. Does it a second time. Jerry the King Lawler putting in the work here. A big-time fist drop to the Patriot on the outside with the referee counting. Jerry Lawler finally gets the Patriot back inside the ring. Sergeant Slaughter back at his tag corner, gets a hold of Lawler, rolls him back inside the ring. Oh, what a trip this match has been, huh? Jerry the King Lawler with a big headbutt to the Patriot. The Patriot counters, both boots, shoves Lawler away. Lawler gathered back up to a standing position. Lawler counters with a clothesline. The Patriot caught up by Jerry the King Lawler, but counters with a shot to the midsection. Lawler counters with a kick to the gut. A series of shots from the Patriot doubles Lawler over, takes him down to the canvas, and he is setting it up. There's the sharpshooter. Lawler trying to make it to the ropes, but Harley Race breaks up the hold. Lawler locks the Patriot up, has him up over the shoulders, walks him over to the other side of the ring, hangs him up off the top rope, and down goes the Patriot. Lawler misses with the stomp to the head. The Patriot charges, swings and misses with the clothesline, catches the kick to the midsection, and right back into the Luthez press goes Jerry the King Lawler. Man, both these teams just operating at peak efficiency. Lawler has squirts the Patriot to the corner, head first into the turnbuckle he goes. Here comes Harley Race. Here comes a double team from the two Kings. Air-assisted crossbody by Harley Race to the Patriot. Takes him down center ring. And with about 3 minutes left to go, man, what a match. Running shoulder tackle from the Patriot. Harley Race pinned. 1, 2. Another near fall with time running out. A kick to the head from Harley Race takes the Patriot down. The Patriot follows suit and does the same thing. Takes himself out of the equation, turns it back over to the Sarge. Unbelievable matchup. Running shoulder tackle takes Harley Race down to the mat. And now Harley Race catching hell from the Sarge. Sarge hangs Lawler up off the top rope, taking him out of the picture, and returns to work on Harley Race. Big time elbow to the chest of handsome Harley Race as Sarge turns it back over to the Patriot. We may be looking at another time limit draw here. A knee to the head from the Patriot to Harley Race. Harley Race catches another, and the Patriot says that's just about enough. I'm going to turn it back over to Sergeant Slaughter. Sarge charged by Harley Race. A kick to the midsection from Harley Race, and a running clothesline takes the Sarge down to the mat. Harley Race slams the face of Sergeant Slaughter into the canvas. Nose first, misses with the knee. Sarge back up, misses his move. Another driving knee from Harley Race to the Sarge. And the Sarge back down again as Harley Race takes it back to his corner, turns it back over to Jerry the King Lawler with less than a minute and a half to go. Unbelievable. Lawler all the way up on the top turnbuckle. Here we go, diving elbow right across the chest of the Sarge. Slaughter rounded back up by Lawler. And he's going for another pile driver. That could be a match ender right there. The Sarge caught all of that pile driver. Jerry the King Lawler covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, but the Patriot right there to break it up. Harley Race steps out. Headlock punch from the Sarge to Jerry the King Lawler. Lawler counters with an elbow, a quick left jab, a kick to the midsection from the Sarge. Winds him up. Here we go, Cobra clutch time. And the Patriot is keeping Harley Race busy. Here's a possible submission. That's it, Lawler has tapped out. Sarge and the Patriot retain the Legends TV tag titles by submission. Wow.
The time, 19 minutes and 28 seconds. Your winners by pinfall. And still are WL Legends TV Tag Champions, Sergeant Slaughter and the Patriot.
32 seconds left on the clock, guys. Well, if this match didn't hike your blood pressure a couple of points, there must be something wrong with you. Sergeant Slaughter and the Patriot retaining the Legends TV Tag titles in pretty spectacular fashion. Unbelievable. The two Kings, I gotta give it to them too. They certainly did try their asses off, but unfortunately, Sarge and the Patriot had other ideas. That's going to take care of the first half tonight. We'll be back with the second half of tonight's RWL Snarl right after the break. Hope to see you there.